Thanks, Srikanth. As he was talking about me, he said, my name is new, but then I'm very predictable. So I thought Srikanth today is very unpredictable. So I thought today he will give us an address of some casino of where you just go bet and you would become rich. I thought the title was all about you want to be rich. Yes, some quick things, but then that's not the case. And here, I think that's what makes a difference, right? It's not an easy path. So how many of you thought becoming rich is easy? No? Yeah, but then it can be quick. Yes. So it's all in your mind, right? So, but nobody put their hands down. So it's all in the mind. It can be quick, but there are few takeaways of the triangle mantra, right? It's about like the energy. In fact, I remember one gentleman coming to me, and he's a business guy, never traveled abroad, but then he knew that I traveled to US so often that he said, I want a $1 bill of the note, currency note of US. So I asked why. He said, how many ever you have, I would like to have that. So he said, there is a pyramid in that, there's a triangle. And they believe that there is a huge energy which actually is this triangle brings. So, and from richness, from wealth perspective and so on. So that's what it is. At the same time, I think there's no substitute for hard work, which we know, and then people talk about smart work. So that is where the time probably, and the way, the techniques, and the strategies, right? That is how it is inseparable. In the book again, there's two twins. Twins together. One is hard work and smart work. They coexist. Okay, so it's a kind of stage setting for our panel discussion. I would like to call upon Srikanth. Could you join for the panel discussion that is going to happen? Please. You already got to know Srikanth, and let me call upon Vijay. So let me take this opportunity to introduce Vijay. Vijay is a chartered accountant by profession. At the age of 22, he became a chartered accountant. We all know how difficult it is to become chartered accountant because there are quite a number of constraints. After that, he got into the organizations like Big Fours, Deloitte's of the world, so to get to understand how the big thinking happens, right? And then amongst the triangle, the four pieces which was there, I could start relating to each piece that he's gone through. In terms of the Rotary Association, here there are two Rotarians. He's also played, Vijay has played different roles in Rotary in terms of giving back to the society. And in terms of the businesses, associations that he has had with many large companies, in terms of building strategy, he's played the role of strategic advisor in many large corporations and got associated with many startups and even for individuals. The strategy side is been that. So, and a basketball player, you could probably make out of his height. So, tall guy, thinks tall, and throws up, and it goes inside, right? So that's Vijay. Yeah. So can we have Ashok, who's the other panelist? Ashok is an engineer by profession. I think it's when Srikanth asked, how many of you are engineers? It's like Bangalore, no? So Bangalore, IT, then engineers, then these are all kind of given, it has become norm of the day kind. So when he started his career being an engineer, mechanical engineer, then went on to work for large corporations and moved into the IT field. Last he spent was with Tech Mahindra, and then as a vice president, there's some passion which is there within him, and chose that agriculture. Today you ask him, who is he? He says, I'm a contract agriculturist. He's making it corporatized. And the new company that they've launched is by name Hosachiguru. Okay, so it's blossoming. So welcome Ashok, thanks for being here. These are three gentlemen here, like to me, they're like Trimurtis. And I was looking at who should be coming in, what should be happening, and so on. So there is a Brahma, Vishnu, and a Maheshwara. God is God, is generator, operator, and destroyer. Right? That's what they say. And the role distinctions are so clear there. And they are wondering who is what. But then it's very clear. So if we put the context and their profession, Vijay to me is also a victory, right? And it starts with that in context, it's all in the mind. So it starts there. Strategy person who gets involved at a strategy stage. So to me it's like that, original thinking, innovation, what can be done, how could it be done, would it transform itself into something very successful. So that's, and here wealth creation is one part, sustenance of wealth, the advice, the best thing, even the rich people who knew how to create wealth, they didn't do all by themselves. They outsourced the work to those who are good at managing wealth. So that is Srikanth in terms of At the same time, here is Ashok to me, is somebody who has been there, done that, and a person as a CEO, or rather now the chairman, founder of Hosachiguru, has to come out with, maybe work with people like Vijay in terms of strategy on business models, innovation in terms of business models, and implement it. It's not just about thinking, dreaming, right? Somebody has to work, making it happen. So it's like dreamers and doers. So he's both a dreamer and a doer. So we have Ashok, Vijay, and Srikanth. So firstly, I think I have a question. Can we have some support, please?
Yeah, sound system.
Meanwhile, I'll shoot the question. So it's probably, you might think it is a stupid question, but I would like to start with. The question is that, what do you mean by rich? So I'm sure each one would have their own aspects and definitions to it. Love to hear.
See, stupid questions are always the most dangerous ones. So,
being rich is having sufficient resource to live your life the way you want to do it. That is rich. Somebody could be rich living on the pavement, somebody could be rich living in a penthouse. So it is all relative to your need and whether you have enough to satisfy your need. Okay? That's all.
What's your view? How do you define rich?
I think very importantly, the definition kept changing for me. And then since the time, in my younger days when I decided to do CA, and now the definition of rich kept undergoing change. Obviously, all of us are human beings, and every time we meet that objective or our definition of rich, it changes. So I think progressively, when I was 22, when I cleared my chartered accountancy, I thought I was the richest man in town. But then I started working for somebody and realized that there's something more. When I reached to that particular space, I realized that there's something more I wanted. But now I believe the monetary consideration and the monetary definition of rich has the least importance in my life today. And I believe a combination of the monetary aspect, like you were saying, balance of all things and what I need, along with a happy life, the inseparable twin in your book, and also more than happiness and monetary considerations, I think it's a satisfaction that you've actually used your time well and given back to the community. I think that is what is the balance we're trying to find.
Okay, that's richness to you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now, maybe it'll change a few months later, I don't know.
So that's, yeah, go ahead Ashok. What's richness to you?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of what we heard from the experts already. That it has multiple angles. It's not only money, it's not only giving back to society. It is spirituality also, and your physical needs, your passion. Have you lived your passion? At least partially. Or you are just running behind money. So if you are able to answer that, you have spent at least significant amount of your time in your passion, I think that is your lived a rich life. That's what I would say. If somebody wants to go for mountaineering and he has not done it in the last 10 years and doing something else for somebody else or maybe earning money, I'm sure, but it's not richness. If you want to do something, you should. If you have done it, I think you are having a rich life. That's what my definition.
Wonderful. I think, yes, it's few things came out here, right? It is relative. And there's no one definition for it. Each one can relate to richness in different ways, forms. And how do you measure it? And today, if you achieve, very interesting thing that, when I got a chance to hear about Bill Gates, when he was the richest man, I think even now he is, or yeah, the first and the second position. So when he was the richest, so they asked him, the person who has, they thought he's the richest. Okay, they asked, and he says, yeah, I want to become richer. So it's very relative. And I think each one, same way, what you achieve, each one has to probably be able to define and live that, right? But now the other question, the other side of the coin, is that we heard some names of who's rich, who according to each one is rich, and some popular names. So rich, we thought, as I was saying, that we were unpredictable because we thought there is an easy way out. So you never gave us an easy way out. So did it happen? A lot of us, and some people did call out some names probably where you did not accept it as richness. So here, did it happen just like that? Or was there a strategy? Is there a need for a strategy? So, what do you have to say? Is there a need for a strategy to be rich?
There's a need for a vision
There's a need for a vision.
to be rich, and a desire to be rich. I think the combination of a vision and desire, I think are the most critical factors getting there. And yes, there's other factors which I don't want to stress upon. Working with so many groups, working with so many companies, there are many ways people adopt to become rich, and I believe that it's a combination of all of that has worked for the names that we mentioned, most of them at least. But I think the vision and desire, and I have seen plenty of individuals, businesses, corporates. One underlying factor is they have put in that effort. They're giving it 24/7. They're giving it their best foot forward, and only then they have achieved, and they are where they are.
Yeah.
An 8-hour day, a 9-hour day will be satisfying for me. I may want to go home at 6:30, but I know maybe I'm not there because I'm not giving it my best. And I think that is the most critical, apart from vision and desire, giving it your best, and that is the only strategy that's going to work. Nothing else.
It's actually a triangle that you're talking about, the visions, the desire, that aspiration, and then velocity, the doing, right? Just imagine if Carl Lewis, how many of you like sports and know Carl Lewis? Quite a number. Yeah, I'm a big fan of his. Just imagine, he's on an athletic track and running very fast, but in the opposite direction. How would it be? Comical show, right? So the direction, the vision sets that direction, and then it's about that aspiration to really reach there, and with that speed is what gets him a Olympic gold, right? You know, so
And once you
all three are the triangle mantras.
Yes. And what is even more interesting and important is once you are in it. So when Carlos is running and he knows that the other guy is faster, to understand his weakness and to reinvent
Yeah.
quickly
Correct.
is again very important.
Yeah.
I think redesign, also reassure himself that he could probably beat the other guy. So reassure, reinvent, and resist. If he can't, work for it for the next time. Most
Absolutely.
important.
Very true. And the order is also so important. Without the direct, you can't run.